you ready to go around the world? Sit back, relax, and buckle your seatbelt as we take off for an adventure. It's jet-lag free but filled full of fun and travel insights. The only thing you'll need to pack is a sense of humor. Time for the award-winning travel show, Around the World.
Hello, I'm Rebecca Brand, and co-host today with me is
Deborah Richards. Happy to be here.
And we are doing Around the World travel show without our dear Arthur. Oh. Arthur is filming Animal Zone, which is so exciting. And if you haven't seen that show, y'all have to tune into that because that's an amazing, great show.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
And it's everything about animals. He is in the zone, and it's the most touching show. But okay, Around the World, let me tell you what's on the show today. We have Deb Richards we're going to get to know, and we're going to hear about your destinations and how travel is part of how you've evolved your life.
Indeed, I'm excited to share.
So what countries, Debbie?
London, of course, that's where I'm from, Spain, and also Italy. So that's what we'll chat about today.
That's fantastic. And so that's at the top of the show because I want everybody to get to know you.
Thank you.
And to love you as much as I do.
Thank you.
Then we're going to have Debbie, they're going to have Julianne Brown coming, and she's going to talk about her ghost tours, which, have you been on them yet?
I want to go. It sounds fabulous.
It is so much fun. She takes whoever, out-of-towners or in-towners, and shows you about the haunted places in Santa Barbara, which is incredibly fascinating.
Wow.
Her history of this town goes back to the very beginnings and underground tunnels and spirits that are everywhere with their stories. She's a docent at the Santa Barbara Mission, so she knows her Santa Barbara history so well. And I was lucky enough to go on a tour with her last week with a group of my friends, and you could feel it. You could feel the tingles of
that
you
sounds
and
amazing.
the spirits in the air, which, I'm a skeptic. But anyway, she's going to come and talk to us about that. And then we're going to talk about my trip to Switzerland that Heidi and I went on with the Swiss Deluxe Hotels. And oh my gosh, it was just the most amazing. I went to this little town called Arosa, high in the Alps. And I even have a video from that little trip. And then Debi Stoker is coming to talk to us about Palau, where it's an island paradise. And I've never been there, and it's definitely on my... Have you been to Palau?
I haven't, but it sounds fantastic.
Okay, so
on my bucket list.
So let's figure out and get all the information because I want to plan the bucket list trip one of these days.
I'm in.
Okay, and okay, so we have a big show today. So I want to start with you, Deb. I want you to introduce yourself and tell the audience about you.
Well, I'm Deb Richards. I live here in Santa Barbara, but I actually came over here from London many, many years ago. In fact, I've lived here longer than I lived there.
Really?
Yes, absolutely. I heard you had sunshine here.
What do we
have? So I thought, sign me up. Sunshine.
Oh, sunshine.
Sunshine. And I'm solar powered. So I went, I have to go. I have to go. So that's how I ended up coming here. Many, many moons ago, as I said.
Okay, and tell me about your love of travel, because I know you've done a lot of it. Talk about that.
Oh, I love going to new places. It's so exciting. Seeing something for the first time you've never seen before. The different cultures, the different languages, even the different money. It's so
The different
fun.
money, honey.
Yeah, the different money. We get thousands and thousands of whatever it is. And it's like, whoa, really?
Isn't that funny? And to get to know, like in like math form, like when you're traveling, you got to figure out how to pay for stuff and what's going on, and you have to do it instantly the moment you get off the plane. So that's exciting because you have to figure it out, or otherwise you're going to get money taken from you, or something's going to happen.
When you get home.
Yeah. So we have some pictures from your trips, and I think Mike's going to put them on, our studio producer, because you had came back with some great pictures you conglomerated. Oh, tell us about that.
I went on a Windstar cruise down the Amalfi Coast, and it was fabulous. There were about 300 of us on the yacht. Everything was included, first class service. I'd recommend it to anybody.
Okay,
Absolutely
and do you have
beautiful.
pictures from the Amalfi Coast?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so Mike's going to put those up. So, did you go by yourself? Did you have a girlfriend? Some companions or some friends?
I went with a friend. That's the boat from Monte Carlo. Actually, when we docked in Monte Carlo, that's the boat we were on.
300 people were on that boat?
300 people, baby.
Oh my gosh. It doesn't seem like that could be possible, but I guess it goes underground, under the water too.
Yeah, it does. And it's actually very spacious.
Oh, cool. Well, Windstar's, that's a good company.
Yeah, I recommend it definitely.
And how long did you stay for the cruise?
It was about a 2-week cruise.
Oh, wow. Now that's really getting to know the Amalfi Coast.
I had never gone cruising before, and I was a little alarmed about being on a small space with 299 people I didn't know. But it was so much fun.
And you guys got off the boat to go do excursions.
Ports. We did.
What was your favorite type of excursion?
Monte Carlo. We were there.
Oh, what's that?
That's one of the boats in the harbor. And I said to my friend, thank you so much for getting me this present.
Deb's Delights, and there's you, Deb. Deb Richards of Deb's Delight. That is the cutest.
Thoughtful.
Gosh, you look like a pinup girl there. That's darling.
We were actually in Monte Carlo at the time of the Grand Prix, which was so exciting. So we saw all these huge boats out in the harbor, just fabulous, and everybody's coming in on their dinghies.
The boats are coming for the car race in Monte Carlo. So you got the yachts, and then you got the expensive cars.
Oh yes, absolutely. And about 30 helicopters flying all different dignitaries in for the race.
Oh my goodness.
It was quite a spectacle.
Wow.
Quite a spectacle.
So you saw some of the cars zipping around?
Oh, absolutely. We had really good seats and thoroughly enjoyed ourselves. It was exciting.
Well, because when I went to Monte Carlo, the one thing that really struck me there was the most expensive cars I've ever seen in the world, and a very small town. Now, what's that picture, Deb?
Oh, that's a picture actually of the Grand Prix. So from where I was sitting. So down below are actually the racing cars. So, they block off all of the streets in Monte Carlo and make the racetrack all the way around the city. It's quite something.
Wow, and there's a lot of curves on that because I've seen it. It's like,
a lot of curves. It's like, whoa. Glad I wasn't driving on it.
Wow. Okay, so Mike, what other pictures do you have? Because she's got a whole lot. I want to talk about them all. What's this one?
That looks like Rome. So
when did you go to Rome?
Actually, on this trip, we flew into Rome and then boarded the cruise liner afterwards. So we spent a couple of days in Rome.
What did you see?
I saw the Vatican, and we saw. I think there's a picture there of the Acropolis.
I see
somewhere.
that dome out there. That's the Sistine Chapel.
Yes. Good eye. Better memory than me, actually. So there we go. There's the Acropolis. That was so fabulous. It took us a few hours to walk around it.
It's not the Colosseum.
That's the Colosseum.
The Colosseum, okay. Okay, so I was there a few years ago, and when I was there, it's shocking because when you go and walk through it, because it's such an amazing monument in Rome, you would think that there'd be all these people seeing it, but you kind of feel you can have your own personal experience. Did you feel that in there?
Definitely.
And it could take hours to go through the whole place.
Yeah, it took us hours to go through the whole place. And it was just so moving with how old and ancient, and these things are still there for us to enjoy.
And
it's just such a treasure.
History of what happened in that Colosseum.
Oh gosh,
and the barbaricness of a civilization. I don't know. It just kind of flips you out a little bit.
Thumbs down.
Yes, and the holding pins. And I remember being a little haunted by that. But and being something that really was real. It's not just those movies, on Turner Classic Movies later night, black and white. It's like it really is real.
Chariots.
Oh, how cute! Who's that? What's that?
This is my girlfriend and I, actually in Spain, and this was just a couple of months ago, actually, and we're holding my book there.
Oh, well, I think you brought your book. Can you talk to and tell everybody about your life, your experience, and your book?
The book is a memoir, and people have replied.
What's it called? They want to know what it's called.
Shift and Shine, and it's to do with shifting your thought and then shining your light. And on my journey, I went through quite a few things that were not very pleasant, and throughout it all, I eventually came up. My journey in life, not going around the world. My journey in life, and. I learned how to shift and how to shine, which is basically a muscle. and you decide you're having a bad thought, you're stuck in the airport, your plane's cancelled. That happened to me a couple of months ago going to Spain. We were stuck overnight in Frankfurt. So it was like, oh, and my poor friend was crying. And I said to her, as long as one of us has a credit card that works, we're golden, we're fine.
Have we all had that thought? Because sometimes they don't work.
I know,
get it all
right?
at once, like, it's not working all of a sudden.
Right, it's like, oh, where do we stay? So that was a great instant of taking a thought, shifting it to something really good that resonated with me, and then shining your light for other people to see. Turning your light bulb up so it's super bright, and you're just radiating wherever you go. The airport, the hotel, the gym.
That's so incredible. And so in this book, with the 1 minute and a half we have, Deb, I want you to talk about some special things and about how to get the book too, okay?
Absolutely. The book is available on Amazon. You can go on there and read the reviews so you can see if it's something that speaks to you. But yesterday I had a talk at the Women's Club in Santa Barbara, and a friend of mine was actually co-hosting, and he read some of the reviews. And his favorite review was, "This book changes lives. Read it." So that was pretty powerful. And
because you can buy this on Amazon.
Amazon, yes you can.
Yeah.
$14.99.
And you can get it on Kindle as well?
You can indeed.
Because some people like that when they're traveling. Kindle is a
Yes,
great place to be reading a book.
It's a great friend. And my girlfriend read it on a flight recently, and she said she couldn't put it down. She laughed, she cried, and she laughed some more. So that's fantastic feedback. It's very humbling.
I love the laughter in the book, and then also the emotional stuff I can relate to. We have 15 seconds. Just want to say it's just in-depthful by many, many, many different circumstances that you never would have guessed life would bring you. You have shifted and shined. And okay,
honey.
So we're going to come back
to another shining human.
We're going to come back in our next segment, and we're going to talk to Julie and Brown about the ghost tours. Stay with us.
Exciting.
Water, the essence of life, flowing from Mother Earth, gathering essential minerals, trace elements, and vitality as it journeys to the surface, collected fresh and pure from springs around the world, each one as unique as a fingerprint. The world's best bottled waters are waiting for you at bottledwaterweb.com.
Bonjour Alex.
Bonjour Renaud.
Happiness? It's great food prepared the French way.
Chocolate eclair.
What makes you happy?
A touch of Paris.
Without the trip to France. Handcrafted daily in our bakeries especially for you. Indulge yourself.
Bon appétit.
Please visit Renaud's in Nicholson, Santa Barbara, Long Beach, and La Cañada, Flint Ridge.
Hi, and we're back on Around the World without Arthur today. He's shooting another show.
That's wonderful.
And he's always around the world doing some exciting thing. We have Deb Richards, my co-host today.
Hi.
And we welcome you back. And we have our guest,
I'm
Julie
excited.
Ann Brown.
Yay.
And she hosts ghost tours in Santa Barbara.
Oh.
Welcome, Julie, to the show.
Oh, hi, Rebecca, and it's lovely to meet you.
It's lovely to meet you too.
Okay, Julie. Now, I've been on the show, the ghost tour before. Can you please tell everybody all about it? We all want to know.
Well, it's a labor of love. I'm a full-time professor at City College, but when I was a co-ed at USC, I was a tour guide on the Queen Mary, and I was bored talking about the engine room and those other aspects of the ship, so I began to collect ghost stories, and I was 17.
Wow.
Whoa.
Since 17, you were collecting ghost stories.
I'm
That's
still
amazing.
collecting them. I'm doing it every day. So then I would tell my guests ghost stories as they would be coming by, and I got in trouble a couple times, but they're still using them today. So having a love affair with Santa Barbara and being a docent at the mission, I kept thinking, there's so much history here and so much enchantment. Why isn't there a ghost tour? So if you want to come on my enchanted tour, please do. Not just during the month of October, but anytime. So I spent 9 months researching. Walter Tompkins' books were amazing. I used
Who is Walter Tompkins?
Walter Tompkins was the premier historian of Santa Barbara, and he had written books, specific areas of people and places. And one book I got was the important figures of Santa Barbara. It was given to me by a docent, and because I knew the figures from studying, like to be a tour guide or a docent at the mission, we have to be vetted, and it takes about 6 weeks of training. So I learned these figures very well.
That's a lot of training.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of training. So, so anyway, I fell in love with these figures. So then I started, it would be like a quest. I'd find one thing, then I'd go downtown and I'd find another. And then, you know, I found out about a murder from one little story about someone else on the corner of Anacapa and De La Guerra, the beheading, remember, of the cobbler's wife, Stefano, and his Swiss wife. You've just been to Switzerland, Wilhelmina. And nobody would go on that corner because of the sounds. And so I went to the historical museum, and it was an incredible journey, and it continues to be. And locals, I love it. They call me with their stories, and they go on my tours, and it's magical. And things happen, as you know.
Yes.
There have been light shows. Yeah, oh, sorry.
Oh, no, I was just going to point that they just showed your poster. Okay, there's been light shows?
There's been light shows and sightings. Jose de la Guerra on Founders Day weekend, a year from April. That was huge. In the first wine cellar in the state of California in 1811, he came back for Founders Day weekend. To a 9-year-old boy, he appeared. And
That's
a beautiful story.
Amazing.
And the lady in black was his daughter, and we've often heard of her at De La Guerra Plaza, and that's Anita De La Guerra, and we have a love story for her, which is quite nice too.
And so De La Guerra Plaza is this most amazing. Oh, there we are.
There you are.
Oh, that was our group. It was like really interestingly eerie, but you had a very positive spin on the spirits and their messages, which was interesting because although the beheading happened, but there was a lot of positivity. And Julie, you kind of warned us, don't make any of these ghosts mad. We want to keep them around and keep them with positivity.
Well, so I don't believe in summoning the dead. That is not my thing. You don't know what you're going to get otherwise. So we're the city of friendly ghosts. They don't come back to stay. They come back for a sentimental holiday, kind of like our guests do now for a holiday, and maybe like we will too. And so I've had psychics from out of the area talk about what they have seen in their third eye, and that's been very interesting. I tell that on the tour as well. And we do have some demons that are in some of those tunnels underground. And every time they try to come out, they're forced back by the good spirits that come and guard our sacred Chumash land and Santa Barbara.
That's beautiful. I can't wait to take the tour.
Yeah.
So how do I go about taking it?
Well, first of all, you can go to sbghosttour.com and you can find a day or a tour that works for you, or you can call me.
Great.
Or email me. And we have different kinds of tours. Like this Friday at Deep Sea Winery, I'm going to be telling ghost stories for 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I've done it before, and I have a ghost game I've created with our local ghosts.
Really?
Yeah, and then the Moxie has Morbid Curiosity Night on the 25th, and I'll be doing storytelling there as well.
October 25th?
October 25th, and that's, I believe it starts at 7, and that's going to be really fun, and my ghost games for that one. And then I just enjoy doing it, and part of it is entertaining, but for it to be really authentic and to do the right thing, it had to be researched, and I'm a professor, and that's part of it too. But it's magical.
Okay, so this is for not just Santa Barbara people. We're talking people that come to visit our Santa Barbara area. This is a worldwide thing. When you come here, you'd want to get in touch with you to do this.
Oh, I love that you said that. I'm having all these girl trips these ladies are like emailing, oh, well, we live in San Antonio, or we live in Charleston, and we do ghost tours around the world with each other, and we're coming to Santa Barbara. So then they fall in love with our town, and they know so much of our history. And like Chinatown, the secret areas that you went, that most Santa Barbarans.
I know, we went, and then we also saw some tunnels too. You're pointing it down, the underground. There's like this whole underground network that Julianne will tell you about.
I'm not even aware of that, so that would be fabulous.
I had no idea, and created many, many years ago, and parts of them still remain today. And so that was really fascinating to hear some of it. And some of it, it's I guess there's lovely Tamara Peace. And a ghost came upon us and turned on a motion detector. We were all trying to get it off, and then Tamara walks towards this area and then gets illuminated by that. Wow. It was like, how did that happen? So I grabbed a picture real quick. That was wild.
It was a lot of activity the night you were there with your I would say, sacred circle.
Yeah, inner circle, and we dressed up.
Oh, that's too
we
fun.
Dressed up, and I was doing the Stevie Nicks look kind of with little stuff, and Tamara was we all were kind of wearing fun stuff, and Debbie, who is another guest today, came, and she came in, and we took beautiful pictures of your wonderful outfit that you got from
New York.
From New York.
Yeah, it's an actual pastor's outfit, and I just loved it, so I ordered 3. And I'm getting another one tailored. Like I love to dress up, so I think. We were saying clothes transform us. I wanted to tell you that at your wonderful party that you had, I met a lady who is Chumash, and she had lived here, and she saw the map of all the tunnels. This was the most exciting thing. I have to thank you. She said that, and she had 2 priests that had showed her, and they all were connected. And there's so many rumors because Santa Barbara's always had a kind of under life, a life underground when the greater culture has forced it, like during the temperance movement. But it was fascinating. They even had incinerators that were underneath. So she's telling me all these things she'd seen, but now they are cut off because people have built basements in the area. But I want to get to know her more because she's going to take me to some of these places that are still I could still go to.
This is what can happen at a dinner party. So
Rebecca's in the party.
Yeah, that's incredible. I'm glad you made that connection. That's
fabulous.
Really neat. That's really neat. Well, we really are so happy that you came. And so to go online to contact you, why don't you just say exactly what someone would do in case they're not that familiar with internet and stuff like that? What would they punch in?
Well, first of all, I'll be delighted if you do that. So you go to sbghosttour.com, or you can I'm a professor, so profjulie@gmail.com. You can email me. And if you have a ghost story, please contact me because I want to hear it and maybe share it with others too.
Fantastic. Well, we thank you for coming.
Absolutely, and I hope you get lots of ghost stories.
Oh, me too.
And I can't wait for the next tour in here. More of them, because I know you just got so many. They're all fascinating and exciting. So thank you so much, Julie. And
lovely to be your guest.
See you.
Wonderful.
We'll see you later on in a ghostly night. Just stay with us, and coming up next is a tour to Switzerland. I'm going to take you to Switzerland.
I can't wait to watch
Switzerland. I absolutely love it,
and
especially
then
the
stick
chocolate.
around because at the end of the show we're going to have Julie back.
Oh, I won't miss anything.
Canine of mine, friend for all time. So glad you're my best friend. Through thick and thin, we'll see things through. Canine of mine, so true.
Get the A to Z on adoptable pets at animalzone.org.
And we're back. I'm Rebecca Brand with co-host Deb Richards today.
Hi there, so happy to be here.
And we've been having such a fun time on this show of Around the World. Oh my gosh, isn't Julie Ann amazing?
I can't wait to take that tour. It looks fabulous.
I know.
And I want to learn about the history and the underground tunnels.
She's a professor at City College.
She must be the most fun professor.
And she's just so well studied and so well versed in how she explains a story. So you're not like, oh my gosh, when's this over? It's like, oh no, tell us more. And what happened there? And you're like, and then the ghosts come and he's like, then there's something. And it's just like, it's very, very exciting.
Well, I'm definitely booking. I'm going to go on the tour.
Oh, yeah, that's so great. I want to go with you. I'll tag along. I want to do it again.
We'll do it again.
I didn't get enough of it.
Okay, that's great.
So I just recently got back from a trip to Switzerland.
Lucky girl. Lucky girl.
What a ball. It was the most, Deb, I just have to tell you, it was the most exciting. I couldn't imagine. You have been to Switzerland, right?
Yes, many times.
Wow, okay. I had been, I don't know, maybe 15 years ago to Switzerland, and it was a couple of days, and I was going from Germany to France and go to Switzerland and and it was beautiful, and I was just soaking up Europe. Well, this tour was brought to me by Tour de Swiss Deluxe Hotels, and it was an annual tour that they brought some media on to show us what's going on, and so that we would I could tell other people about it. Which, oh my gosh, there's so much to tell. I just was with my camera everywhere, going, and there's this and there's that.
They picked the best spokeswoman. So this is going to be so fun, seeing your video and photographs.
So let me just set it up a little longer here. I went to many different cities. I did not know this, and I want everybody that's watching this to know this. I had no idea that the Swiss have the best hotel schools in the entire world. They are renowned for their hospitality, and Switzerland has one of the highest, income levels and money in that country than any other country in the world. So they combine that with amazingly, beautifully deluxe hotels that are beyond luxurious. And every single one I stayed at in Switzerland in the Swiss Deluxe Hotel group, which is 40, there would be a few in the town of Zurich with Swiss Deluxe Hotels. It's like, what? And there's another one that is incredibly over the top. And everybody that worked there is so kind and gracious and well-spoken and beautiful manners, and you feel so taken care of. And it's eye-popping. It's like, wow. And the art within those hotels, and the architecture, and some of the hotels are old castles that
that's beautiful.
And then some were rebuilt. So the one I stayed here, and I want to bring this up, was from a hotel that burnt down in 1966. And it had been this huge old castle, and it's in the old Alps area of skiing. Switzerland has lots of Alps areas, but in Arosa. And it was a long train ride to get there because I came from Zurich, but the train rides are great. So here, let's watch the video so you can see what I'm talking about. Here we go.
This is exciting.
I'm Rebecca Brand, and I just got back from Arosa, Switzerland. Arosa is a town and municipality in the pleasure region of Switzerland. It's both a summer and a winter tourist resort. I went there in the summer. Oberer Arosa See is the lake in the center of Arosa. It's an alpine lake at about 6,000 feet up. I was thrilled to stay at the best hotel there, the Tschuggen Grand. It's a wellness and luxury hotel with 94 rooms and 34 junior suites and an incredible spa. It's known for its architecture. It was rebuilt in 1966 because of a fire before that. And all those pods you're looking at are special rooms in the spa. They are gorgeous. It's nestled high in the Alps with beautiful trails behind to walk and enjoy. I climbed a little mountain myself. It was so much fun looking at the scenery. And if I can climb it, certainly you can climb these mountains in the summertime. The views of nature close up and from afar are spectacular. The forests are everywhere. They even have a squirrel trail. And you can feed them. This is really popular with families. There's a gondola ski lift right above it, and it's right above the lake. Staying at the Tschuggen, there's even a private mountain railway for their guests, which is amazing. It's so easy to get to, so you can ski in and out of that hotel. That was very impressive. It's the only one like that in the whole town of Arosa. Behind the hotel, I took a little walk and I found these really cute campsites where anyone can go. The Swiss are great like that. They even have wood supplied, so if you want to cut wood for your own fire, have at it. I sure did. I was actually pretty successful. It was a lot of fun playing there behind the hotel. Swiss Deluxe Hotel sponsored my trip with this incredible tour of their hotel. This is a lobby of the Tschuggen. Oh my goodness. And there was a live singer almost all the time I was there, playing beautiful songs. It was so romantic. The bar was gorgeous. The whole entry area, the lobby, and then into the restaurant. As an American, I needed a little help with the menu, and they were so kind and friendly to me. I loved what they had, and the wine that they had of the house had the beautiful spa picture on it. My friend Heidi came with me, and we enjoyed their local wines. And we made new friends too. Oh, it was time to dive into the food. This was the duck, and that was steak tartare, which I love. I made a little perfect bite. Delicious. Cheers to that. And the salmon dish with the sea foam. What a gourmet extravaganza. And I had many desserts. One was a lemon beautiful panna cotta with mango on the side, and another one was a cheese plate. They always serve cheese plates for dessert, which I love. Oh, and I cannot forget the chocolate mousse with the cherries on the side. Delicious. Served with some dessert wine, which is one of my favorites. And stretching out in the lobby afterward was great before I hit my room. These are shots of my room I took upon my arrival. That's why it's so clean. What a view. My room had the alpine view of those gorgeous Alps with the town below it. It was breathtaking, and the room had a balcony too. The room was amazing. They even served snacks and champagne upon our arrival. The bathroom was ultra luxurious. The next day, I went to the spa. It was an amazing experience just getting to it, walking over this enclosed bridge. My friend Heidi and I could not believe the incredible award-winning architecture. I've never seen anything like it. I was greeted by a lovely gal who gave me the full tour, and then it was down to go to my room for my spa treatment. It was huge, luxurious, the nicest I've ever seen. And for social media purposes, I did a selfie, and then I laid down and waited for my treatment in a beautifully atmospheric room. There is a full workout center, pools, much more than I can show on this video. This is truly a world-class spa. But my deal was I was going to get my exercise on the free bikes they offered. Well, I don't know. It might be a calamity adventure, so I came back. But boy, was that fun. And then it was time to go for the rest of my journey on the Swiss Federal Railways. First first class, feet up, and looking out over the beautiful chalets and valleys of the Swiss Alps. Amazing. Thank you, Tour de Swiss Deluxe Hotels, for this amazing tour at your award-winning hotel, the Grand Tschuggen Hotel in Arosa. In my opinion, the finest hotel of all Arosa, Switzerland. I'm Rebecca Brand. Stay with me for my next tour.
That looked amazing.
The Tschuggen Grand is the. I just couldn't believe that place, Deb. I was in glory. I was only there for a very short time, but you saw all that stuff that was there. Could you imagine?
No, the elegance. The fabulous food.
Oh my gosh.
You must have been in heaven.
Oh, and Heidi and I, we both get back after this trip and we're like scared. We're on the plane and we're thinking, how much have we eaten on this trip? Because they fed us like royalty. I mean, in every single hotel with the Swiss Deluxe Hotel, you always get this breakfast. And the breakfasts are everything.
Wow.
And so it's like, oh my gosh, I want to try it all. But then, so Heidi and I are like dying. And then we get back and we realize we really didn't gain any weight. Not even, maybe 1 pound, that was it. Because
Great news.
We're hiking, we're walking. It's all so beautiful going
you were
up
biking.
in the mountains. And oh, well, that was, I didn't trust myself on that bike. I was like, and there's all these hills, like, I'm going to go flip over. So I just did a little Swiss around, But I love that anybody could just grab a bike there and just go. So we just had so much fun. So anyways, I thank you for your feedback and liking that. And I hope to go again very, very soon. And thanks to Swiss Deluxe Hotels and the Tour de Swiss Deluxe Hotels. Just incredible. I was so impressed. Okay, so now we're going to have Debbie Helm join us for our next segment. And we're going to go to Palau.
Well, I've never been to Palau.
We've never been to Palau. Okay,
never been. That would be great. I would like that.
And we're back with Around the World, and we're missing our host, Arthur von Wiesenberger, who
Very
is
much.
somewhere around the world. So hi, Arthur. Miss you so much. Today, in the co-pilot seat is beautiful Deb Richards.
Thank you, and the co-pilot seat's very comfortable.
That's usually where I'm sitting. So we added some little pads to bring it up and soften the turbulence because it's a quite crazy show today.
Yes.
We're having so much fun. And next we have beautiful Debi Stoker.
Yay!
Welcome to the show, Debi.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's so fun to have you, and I've been watching your travels because you've been posting them of your beautiful life. As of the past year, I've been really excited to see how things are going and where you're going because you've traveled to so many places. So excited to hear about your trip to Palau. Tell us who you are, where you've come from, and where you went.
Where I come from? That's a loaded question. Well, my name is Debi Stoker, And wrong camera, there we are. So my name is Debi Stoker, and as Rebecca said, I have been doing quite a bit of traveling this last year. I'm the +1, that's how I identify myself. My husband is the regional administrator for Region 9 of the EPA. So that job takes us to places such as Palau. We went there for the Coral Reef Task Force.
Oh, there you guys are.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's
There's
so
a picture
beautiful.
of us on the bow of a boat, and this boat is kind of special to Palau, so we're lucky to have that photo. So we were there for I think 9 days in September.
Okay, so a lot of people don't know where the island of Palau is. So to explain the geography,
well,
where it is.
Palau is actually composed of several islands. I actually Googled this, and it says anywhere between 240 and 400 islands.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a huge land mass when you take it into consideration. But it's in the Pacific Ocean, just above the Philippines, above Australia. So if you want to Google it, you'll have a great picture of it there. We flew into
south of the equator.
North of the equator.
Okay. The Philippines, I think of them as south of the equator. It's north of the equator. Okay.
Somebody Google that for us. Put that on Facebook Live so we kind of have the answer to that question. You know, you always do this to me. You come up with a question, and I'm like, really? I came so prepared for this one, but that one you got me on. Like, seriously, you got me on. Anyways, but the interesting thing about how close it is to the equator, whether it's north or south, it tempers their climate. So they're not predisposed to hurricanes and typhoons. However, when we were there, we were in a tropical depression. So we got this little note on our bed one morning saying, in case you haven't noticed, it's kind of windy and rainy. And we're like, yeah, very windy and rainy, like palm trees were bending. And so we lived through a tropical depression. It lasted for about 2 days.
Okay.
Wow,
yeah,
how
but
exciting.
It was fine. It was.
Sort of romantic, actually, being locked up in a room, isn't it?
Right. And I had a project I wanted to start, and I started it on the day of the first day of the tropical depression. So Mike came back to the hotel room. I'm like, well, guess what I did? So I read off what I had accomplished. So tropical depressions and I get along
Fantastic.
really well.
So tell us more about your trip. I think we have some more pictures coming up.
Yes. Well, in Palau, it's known for several things. You can swim with the dolphins, snorkeling, diving. Divers from all over the world go to Palau, and the water is warm year-round, so wetsuits are not always required for those water babies out there.
Fantastic.
I don't dive, but we did snorkel, and some of the pictures that you're seeing, literally you jump into the water, and wherever that picture went, schools of fish.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
tell us about
beautiful.
that.
No, what that is, that's at an aquarium. So that's a picture that I took, the aquarium, the pink fish, the coral they're starting to bring back. So there's a lot of testing as to what will bring the coral reef back, what makes it die out, you know, all the preservation of the reef. Those are the fish. So we literally dove in off the boat, and those are the fish that met us. And they were not afraid. They just,
That's spectacular.
they hung around and they let us take their picture, and yeah, it was great.
Wow, that's so cool.
It was. So the
And so you
sun,
spent a lot of time in the water? Or
we
no?
spent a lot of time in the water. Whether it was the pool, because our hotel was actually positioned where you could literally walk right out into the sand, the water. However, and they're going to show a picture of it. I did bring it, not that one, but there's
that one?
That's the jellyfish. So we went to a place called Jellyfish Lake. Well, because the jellyfish are not in this lake, they're very protected. So their stingers over the years they're not harmful. So you
How
literally,
great is that?
again, Google the pictures. I only have the picture of the one, which Mike took. But if you Google this, you will literally see divers or snorkelers going in, and you're covered in jellyfish. Just absolutely covered. There's hundreds around you. And again, they don't hurt you.
So you can like pet them?
You can pet them. I mean, whoever pet a jellyfish? It's the coolest feeling ever. So yeah, so we got to go there and we were swimming around.
Oh, there he is.
There's
Look at
my
him. Blue.
honey.
Look at him.
Yeah, and the water is just that blue, if not bluer.
Really?
Yes, yes.
It's exquisite.
Is. It's beautiful.
And
the
is that a
people-
reef behind him, underneath the water, or what is that? Probably
I just
so.
think it's rock, really.
Okay,
Yeah, I
okay,
just think
okay.
that part was, we found this little park and we said the water's really blue, let's take a picture. It was the first day that we were there, full day that we were there. And so that was where we took that picture from, yeah.
Beautiful.
And the people, if you are lucky enough like us to go, the people are amazing. Now I will tell you, some of Mike's staffers, they sent this email and it said fruit bat is a known delicacy. And I said to Mike,
Eating?
Yeah.
Eat them?
Yeah.
How big are they?
I don't, oh, they're good size. They're actually
So
good
did
size.
you see one served up? Not that you would have eaten
No,
it. Did you see one served up on a plate?
No, I was not going to go there. So I let him know, I know in Rome you do as the Rome, but I don't do fruit bat. So he's like, nope, I got to tell you, this is some of the pods, the islands. This is, one of the 400 little islands that compose.
Beautiful.
Oh, and so did you take a little tour with a boat?
We did.
Around?
That was actually a boat that was going by us. So I snapped the picture. So it was a mirror image of what we were on. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to the food.
So back
bat.
to the food.
The fruit bat. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
So here's me going, how am I going to tell these people I don't do fruit bat? But you don't want to be rude because they're sharing their country with you. I'm not kidding. The food in this island, amazing. From chicken to chili dogs to fries. I love my grease. Steaks, you name it, and they do it, and they do it well. I mean, the diners...
Well, they must have to import it all in, right?
Right, well, and the fish. I mean, some of it's locally caught, but yeah. I never saw a farm. I did see a pig farm once. I think it was a pig farm. And what they do with bacon, oh my goodness. It's just, the food is unbelievable. It's incredible. Yeah. You'd be pleasantly surprised. We've talked about a girls' trip over there.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds just incredible. So, was it hard to get there? How many hours did it take to get there?
That's what keeps Palau so uninhabited by tourists and tourism, because it is really difficult. I shouldn't say really. It's worth the trip. So what we did is we went from LAX to Honolulu, and then we connected to Guam, and then we went from Guam into Palau.
Wow.
My goodness.
And again, you're crossing the date line, so we lost a day plus hours. And then we came home, we gained the day, but you're so jet lagged. But you need to go for a good 10 days to kind of see it all, experience it, take it in.
And tell us about the accommodations. Do they have a lot of variety there? Or
They do.
What was going on with that?
The accommodations, again, they treat you like kings and queens. I mean, they're just so hospitable.
Oh, there's a picture. Is that
That's what we walked out of our hotel room.
Beautiful.
That's the pool, and then if you look past that, you're going to see the water. So we just literally walked out, and those were our accommodations.
just beautiful. And
it really
beautiful
was.
weather every day.
Except for the
depression.
Yeah. Minus the tropical depression, which I hunker down for.
Is it expensive there? What's the cost of living like?
No.
Eating out and
when
so
you
on.
take it all into consideration, like I thought the resort food was a little pricey. Had they knocked it down a little bit, I think there would have been a little more traffic. But no, nothing more than had you gone to the Virgin Islands and had dinner. No.
Fabulous.
That looks like
Again, when in Rome, you have a spa treatment. So, yeah.
Yes,
Where are you on the
do.
table? I just showed myself on the table. I want to see you, Deb.
No. Let's not go there. But no, the spa at the
I had the right lighting.
yeah. The spa at the
Anyway to
resort
do
was
it.
lovely. Plus, if you went in town, there were very nice spa treatments there too.
Oh, fabulous.
It
We love our
was.
spa treatments.
Well, yeah. So for $25, you got a full hour massage.
You're kidding
No,
me.
I swear.
What a deal.
I mean, not at the resort, but when you
But
went in
into
town.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Came home with
fantastic.
great oils. Yeah. It was lovely.
What a trip.
It
That
was.
sounds delightful.
It was.
Well, and Deb,
Yes.
Debbie,
Yes.
tell us about what projects you're working on. Don't you have a book?
Well, I collaborated and co-authored on a book last year, which you were sweet enough to have me on. It's called Secrets of Dating After 50. And then it was always my, the next step was to write what my love ended up being. So when I was in Palau, and I have agonized over starting the second book because it's all on me. So I agonized over this, and then one day I just woke up in this tropical depression, and it just started to flow. Like my fingers would not stop. So I did all the outlines, the introduction, and chapter 1 by the time Mike got home at 2:00 in the afternoon.
Wow, you were totally inspired.
Literally, totally. It was, and I wrote in the introduction, it's like, here's the American coming to an island who has to get away to write. Well, I fell into that category, but it was true.
Like many of the most famous writers in the world.
Yeah, not me, but it was. So the whole story, which I've shared this with Rebecca, my husband died 13 years ago of cancer. And his promise to me 3 days before he died was he would send me somebody who knows how to love me.
Oh, what a beautiful thing to say.
And it was a journey. I needed to forgive and learn to love.
Who they
There's
sent.
my honey. Yeah, swinging on a swing.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it just makes my heart go pitter-patter. So that's the second book.
It's about the love you found.
It's about the journey to find love in myself first again, and then to have the ability to fall in love when it kind of hits you upside the face. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Thanks.
I can't wait for the book to come out.
I can't either.
Thank you so much, Debbie,
You're welcome.
for joining us. And we'll have you back because we're going to have the whole cast, all the girlfriends here for the ending of the show. So stay with us and for more of Around the World. And without Arthur today, but with lots of love for Arthur. Stay with us.
Lots of love.
And we're back with Around the World. Unfortunately, Arthur's not here, but we have all the girls here because we're talking travel. So Deb Richards is a co-host, and we have lovely Julie Ann and Debi Stoker. And we've all been having this great time on the show, and we want to talk about travel because a lot of times travel is inspired just by having conversations. And we've had so many places we've gone to that we want to talk about maybe our next trip.
Well, that's exciting.
So where do you want to go? Where do you want to go next?
Okay, well, I want to go everywhere, but we're not talking about bucket. But you, I understand, have a trip planned. Where are you going, Julie?
I'm going to Paris for 3 days, and I'm going to go with a girlfriend. And she's never been to Paris since her dream, so I'm going to introduce her to my favorite places.
Which is restaurants, or what places
Actually,
in Paris do you hit when you go there?
The French Quarter. I love to go to Saint-Sulpice, which was in Angels and Demons in the book. It's a great cathedral. And then I like to walk along the Seine. And now I can't go to Notre Dame, which was on it. I'm going to go to Saint Eustache.
I was there the very. Oh, anyways, okay, keep going.
No, that's my. That's
yeah.
Where you were?
I was actually there when there was a terrorist attack right there, walking into it. Anyway, so that happened, and then it burned down. But but I've been there a few. Anyways, and so Debbie, what about you?
Well,
You just said Switzerland.
I do. I thought you
I was going to say that. She likes
I do. I want to go to Switzerland, but I thought we were doing. Where are we going next?
Well, yeah, but no. Where do you want to go?
I want to go to Switzerland. You
Okay,
inspired
we
me
just
with
have
your
to-
videos, that video footage, and your
She
pictures.
said that during the break, so that was
I
kind of
did.
cute.
I did.
And so, but where are you going next? Because I know you have stuff.
We are going to Arizona this next week, and then we have a personal trip. We're going to go to Mexico, Puerto Vallarta. It was a wedding gift.
Oh wow!
Love
in
that.
December.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so we get to have a little week.
And what about you, Deb? Where do you want to go? And are you going anywhere?
I would love to go to New Zealand. I haven't been there, or Australia. Both of those places are on my bucket list.
Yeah.
I hear it's like America was 50 years ago. So I'd really love to go and see that.
I have been to Australia and New Zealand. 2 weeks Australia, 1 week New Zealand, and I wish I reversed it. New Zealand was like a step back of decades of time. It was like 1950s, 60s. It's just it was just magically natural, and the people and all the stuff. And then Australia, of course, was exciting. So. I can't wait. I can't wait to see that. Take lots of pictures.
I
and
will,
come back
absolutely.
And share
I can't
it.
wait either. So that's definitely top of my bucket list.
Wow.
And I want to go back to Switzerland, and maybe in the winter time to see it. I ski a little bit, so I want to get the skiing and take some pictures of it, but I don't want to be videotaping on the skis. I don't know, I have to get something on a helmet, GoPro, something like that, and see it then. And I also always want to go back to Europe, of other places, so maybe I'll do a side trip too, because it's such a magical place to be. But one of these days I'm going to do a safari. Is anybody here done a safari?
Oh, I want to do
I've
a
done a
safari,
short one.
definitely.
Wow.
A short one.
Have you done that,
I
Julie?
did a desert safari, which was in Dubai, and that was very interesting. You
Well, that
go
must
in the
have been
desert, yeah.
on a camel?
No, it was actually in a big four-wheel drive, and we went out in the desert, and then we ended up. Belly dancers came out, and we ate, and it was fabulous. And
Oh, wow.
It was kind of scary to be out in the middle of the desert, though. It was fun.
Interesting,
Sounds
and the
fabulous,
sandstorms, all
yeah.
the stuff. Well, anyways, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to say goodbye to the show now, and we want to say thank you to Mike Nicholson, who's been our director, Ryan Quinn
thank
at
you,
the
Mike.
controls, and we want to, all of us, we want to blow a kiss to Arthur von Wiesenberger, who we're so miss you, Arthur. Thank you so much for having this group of us to be on your show, because we love it so much, and it's sad that you're not here, but it's fun to fill in.
So much fun. It was like a party.
It's been a real girl party today, of total joy. Thank you for watching us wherever you're watching us around the world, and please come back again for our next show, and we'll see you next time. So goodbye around the world.
Bye.
See you next time.
Thank you for traveling with us today on Around the World. We hope you'll join us for another adventure next week. In the meantime, all of us at Around the World wish you happy trails.